Okay, let's go, guys. We've got so much to do. We are finishing off the topic of Tochein. Phones away, please. Focus. We'll spend the last 15 minutes doing a review of everything you need to know for the midterm examination. We're discussing Tochein, grinding. We went through the halachas of grinding various items, too small, too big, chatikas gedolos, and we spoke about gidulei karak and all that kind of stuff. Then we changed topic, and we spoke about the gezeiras d'Rabbanan that are connected to this one. The first thing we discussed actually is, we spent a lot of time on pikuach nefesh, saving a life on Shabbat. We're going to finish off the topic today, God willing, with the gezeiros of shchikas amanim, which is grinding down of herbs for medication, and the various prohibitions that go into taking medication on Shabbos, which most people are totally unaware of. Look inside your books, page 40. Let's do the introduction over here. It used to be in the olden days, which according to my kids was like 20 years ago, but I didn't mean earlier than that. People used to make their own medications. They would grind down herbs and spices in order to make their own medications. Okay? That obviously involves the malacha d'oraisa of Tochein, because Tochein was grinding down something that is in a whole unit and bring it down to smaller pieces or powder-like substance. Okay? Therefore, the rabbis made a gezeira, and that is certain people at certain states of illness are not permitted to take medication. Atu, they may come to make the medication. Although most people today do not make medication, this gezeira, the rabbis, in their wisdom, decided to keep it, and it still applies in full force. So who exactly does this apply to? Well, first of all, it does not apply to children. Okay? They are exempt from this prohibition, and therefore they can take medications no matter what level of illness they are in. So there's basically two main categories. We're going to add a few more, which make some differences, but the two main categories that we'll be looking at is, number one, somebody with a mechosh ba'alma. A mechosh ba'alma means a general feeling of not being well. Mechosh ba'alma, a general feeling. The second category, and those people are not permitted to take medication. I'll put in an X for that reason over there. The other end of the spectrum, before you get to pikuach nefesh, obviously where a Jew can be mechalel Shabbos d'oraisa for such an individual, a Jew can break Shabbat, save that person. And before we even get to sakanat aver, one of your limbs is in danger, we get to something called chole kol gufo. A person is sick right through their body. Okay? Now, it may not necessarily mean that they're sick right through their body, but their whole body is reacting to that illness. Okay? We'll see, for example, over here, a migraine. A strong migraine, we'll see, will fall under this category. Anybody here suffer from migraines? They're pretty bad, right? When they come, first of all, do you have any awareness that they're coming? Get like halos or something, or?
I sometimes I get like a little bit dizzy, but then like immediately like I can't look at light. I can't be like in a warm room. Like I can't.
But you know it's coming. You get like a trigger.
Depends sometimes.
Sometimes. Aviva, you get something you know it's coming.
Similar symptoms.
So we're going to see that will be an example. Once you get, although that's a head problem, that affects the entire body. That would be considered to be a chole kol gufo, and a person in that situation would be permitted, we're going to see, to take medications, right? Advil, or whatever you're taking, or ibuprofen. Then you can take your stronger stuff. Actually, if you know it's coming, many people talk about they see it coming, and they know they're feeling it, say halo or something, and they feel it coming. You can even take it, even though right now you don't have a migraine, or severe period pain would be included in this as well, where the entire body is felt. You can even take the medication, even though you're not at that level, as a preventative measure. You can write that down. As a preventative measure against that. So in this situation, a person would be permitted to take the medication. Yeah?
But can you clarify what does that mean to take medication? If I take a pill and I don't grind it, is that okay?
No. Taking any medication, we're saying, at this point is forbidden. Eating any kador, any medication, or liquid medication is forbidden on Shabbat.
Why?
Why is that forbidden?
Because it's a gezerah of the rabbis, we said at the beginning, which is still in force of Tochein. You may come to Atu to
How are you
be
grinding
forbidden.
by taking the pill?
You're not. But if people start taking pills, everyone's taking pills on Shabbat for light ailments, then we're worried that a person may come to do it. That gezerah is still in force.
Wait, how do you translate Mixup?
A general, I'm going to give you definitions of it in a second, but it's a general, very light form of illness. Yeah.
So if you wake up on Charlotte's morning, you like you just develop, you don't take Tylenol?
Nope. Depends how bad you are. You cannot just wake up in the morning on Shabbat and take a Tylenol. Okay? Okay, one second. Okay? So let's go through a list of some things that fall under the Mechush Ba'alma. Okay? So for example, a common cold, right? A minor headache, a minor eye ache. Now eyes, interestingly enough, are considered in halacha to be areas of great care. So if you just have a minor eye ache due to just you're tired or mild stress, a stiff neck, some light muscle pains, a stiffness, chapped hands, chapped lips, minor itching, cold sores, mild constipation, mild diarrhea, mild heartburn. I'm just giving you the general cut. You have to memorize all these, but just get a feel for it. Athlete's foot. Things that basically you can just carry on your regular life with them. You know? You can carry on. If you feel the desire that you need to lie down in bed, then already you've moved out of this category. Right? These things, you don't. You can just like mild psoriasis, and you're going to on a stub toe. Okay? Various things like this would not necessitate you to have to take medication. Okay? Okay, one second over there. Now, there are certain things, however, where it may seem like it's a refuah, but actually it's not. So write these down if you will. Okay? It may seem like it's actually a refuah, but it's not. It may be preventing it. It may be helping it not get worse. And maybe holding it still where it is. For example, a person has a splinter. You can remove a splinter on Shabbos. Removing a splinter is etz b'tocha or right, a little bit of wood goes inside you. You can remove that on Shabbat, okay? Because that's not a refuah. It's not a cure, but it's basically taking out an outside infliction. So you get a splinter, that will be okay. Let's say a person has a painful spot, a boil, or a pus pimple, and it's hurting you. You could squeeze out the pus. Squeezing it enough the blood comes out would be forbidden. Okay, that's shechita, taking blood out. But if you know that just removing the pus is going to relieve the pain and pressure, that is okay. Okay, mapis morsa, if I remember correctly, is what it's referred to. And that's not a form of refuah, it's just taking away the painful pressure. Let's say you're bleeding. You're allowed to put a band-aid on. Okay, you're just stopping the bleeding over there, and you are allowed to put a band-aid. Let's say you feel sick, and you want to induce vomiting from the food or something, by putting your finger in your mouth, or whatever it is, that you will be permitted to do. That's not a refuah to laki. Yeah, you're allowed to do that. Let's say you want to use an enema, right? You can do that. An enema, that is basically, you take something inside yourself.
What do you do?
You take a medication inside your,
Oh.
okay, inside your lower intestinal tract.
That's allowed?
That would be okay if it's a plain one. If it's got medication in it, you'd have to be at a different level in order to take it.
What is this category now?
So we're discussing things which may seem like refuot, but actually they're not, and you'll be allowed to do on Shabbat. Even though you are at a level of Mechush Ba'alma.
Why taking a splinter that's
You may think it's a form of refuah, we're saying it's
No,
not.
why is it Tochein?
It's not Tochein, it's allowed to do. These
No,
all
but I'm
things,
saying, why is it suspicious?
because it's not suspicious. We're saying you may have thought it's a form of refuah, a form of healing, and we're saying it's not. The healing part of it. Let's say you, It's Bora, nice. That's not considered Bora. No. Dash maybe, but it's not. It's okay. Yeah.
All medication is in the subject of grinding.
Yes, we are including all medication. Now we're looking at things
What
that
about
are...
injections?
We're going to come to that. We're going to come to that. Okay? So let's say, but let's go through it slowly. There's a lot here, and there's a lot of categories and stuff. There's machloket, a lot of them, so let's go slowly. Let's get the ideas down. Okay? All we've done so far is look at two categories. Mechash ba'alma, which is the no-to medication. Okay? Not for children, of course, but for adults. And the second one we said is holakul gufa, right? Where a person can take. We defined various examples of mechash ba'alma, light cold. Now we're saying, by the way, there's other things that you may have thought are refuahs, but you can actually do. We did a bunch of them. Removing a splinter, removing an insect sting, right? Squeezing a spot that's causing pain, stopping bleeding by a medication or a tourniquet, vomiting enemas. You want to put some talcum powder on your feet because they're perspiring. That you can do as well. You can use deodorant and sprays.
Powder?
Yeah, you can use powder on perspiring feet. Yes.
You can use deodorant.
Medicated powder for athlete's foot is more problematic. Okay, and that should not be applied, okay, because they actually heal the skin. But stun powder just to absorb, knowing that if you don't, even though you know full well that if you don't, you're going to get athlete's foot. Okay, that's what causes. I think it's a fungus, but then it's okay. Okay, so deodorant and sprays. Okay, if you want to cover a wound with a band-aid is okay. Putting cotton wool into your ears is okay as well. Then we have something else called derech briim. Derech briim. Derech briim is basically something that we do even when we're well. And therefore, even though it's going to heal you, you can still do it. It's the derech of people who are healthy. Okay, certain things we do while we're healthy, and those things we will be permitted to do even though we only have a mechush ba'alma. So for example, you have a headache, and you know that drinking, you have a cold, here's better. You have a cold. But you know that drinking tea with lemon is going to make you feel better. Nachon? If you're Persian, it cures everything, right? In that situation, you would be able to do it. Okay? You're a little bit nervous. You've got to give a speech. You want to drink some wine. I'm not saying that is the right thing to do. But if you were, that would be permitted as well. Oh, it's a refuah. It's a derech briim. Right? You can see a person drink wine or drink whiskey, okay, drink tea, and you wouldn't know they're doing it for the health, and therefore that would be permitted. Hot tea or milk with honey, that's okay. Drinking prune juice, right, as a form of laxative. Taking, thank you. Drinking juice, some kind of juice from prunes, right, from the plums are dried up, and drinking them in order to get the system going, that's okay. Okay, no matter how.
Is that the same thing as machal briim?
What? That's a machal briim, yeah.
That's
Derech
the same
briim.
thing?
Yes. Yes. It's a machal briim, yes. Okay? Let's say you have very, very chapped hands. You cannot rub in cream. That's mamoreach. That's another thing you cannot do on Shabbat or chapped lips. You are allowed to pour oil lotion and let it run down to the affected area. Okay? That's permitted as well, yeah.
What do you take a vitamin every day?
We're going to come to vitamins. That's going to be permitted. Vitamins are basically consecutive treatments, like antibiotics even, that you need to do all 7 days, you can't miss a day. You can continue taking those over Shabbos. They are not included inside this. Vitamins, if they do anything, but vitamins, actually I think a vitamin, it's not true, I think a vitamin D. You can do that because basically that is a combination of loads of foods. So for example, vitamin C is in oranges. I could eat 50 oranges and get that amount of vitamin C. So there's a way to do it in a permitted manner.
Right.
Okay? By cutting them all up. I don't have time to do that. So basically a vitamin pill is a collection of all those oranges put into one pill. So it's a form of food, and therefore it's okay to take vitamins on Shabbos. Even if you think it's healing you of something, they'll still be permitted. Just like you'll be allowed to eat 60 oranges on Shabbos.
So you can wait after Shabbat.
No, don't have to. Don't get too. You gave too from Shani. You're too religious sometimes, I tell you.
Too extreme.
Too extreme. Kitzani, I'd see. Okay, so that you'll be able to do as well.
The rabbis don't want you to kill yourself on Shabbat?
The rabbis don't want you to kill yourself. What do you
No,
mean by that
cure,
question?
cure.
Oh, cure yourself. So it depends.
No, I'm not kidding.
No, no.
I don't understand the whole concept. Like, why do you care?
The
that
concept is
kill?
a gezerah after you make onto something else. But the rabbis, listen, that's the gezerah we have. However, they made limitations on it. It's made as a
Why-
fence. It's a
why would you
geder.
do that?
It's a geder. Gedarim are made in halacha. Stop a person doing something else. But they say, listen, we don't go too far. If you're very sick or something, then we permit you to do it. But we have to put a certain geder, a certain fence around it. Okay? Some things which are hidden, medications that are hidden. For example, if you have medication in a food, for example, that will be okay to eat on Shabbos. So, for example, on Shabbos, you cannot take a pill, crush it, and put it into a food. But on Erev Shabbos, if you were to do that, you crush up a pill, put it into some applesauce, you can eat the applesauce on Shabbos. That's a leniency as well. On Shabbos, no. You definitely can't do that. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And add it to a food and eat that food on Shabbos. You could take the medication, but inside the food it's okay. Put it into applesauce or put it into a drink beforehand. Okay? That will be okay.
But it has to be in the food for you.
Yes. Taking medication directly on Shabbos, if you're only this level, is not okay. Yeah.
Why would you want to do that?
Why would you want to do what?
To crush a pill before Shabbos?
If someone can't take a pill on
Because you can't take shiur on Shabbos. You only have a mechush ba'alma. You're in this category over here of mechush ba'alma, where you can't take that medication on Shabbos. So Erev Shabbos, you may say, just in case, right? You may have prepared this, and you crushed it before and put it inside the food. Then you could do it.
You have to put it inside the food before Shabbat.
Yes,
You can,
you
like-
do have. Yes, you have to put it inside the food before Shabbos. Yeah. Does that answer your question?
No.
What was your question? Then I may not.
No,
understood
like
it.
you answered it, but I can't think of a situation where you would want that. Because, like, for a vitamin, you're allowed to take.
Vitamin you can. You want to take 2 Advil. And you're like, you know what? I wake up sometimes, I feel a bit groggy. I want to take 2 Advil in the morning. I get like I wake up with a mild headache. So Erev Shabbos, you crush it up. You stick inside an applesauce. Right? And then on Shabbos, you knock it down. That'll be okay. Yeah.
If you have a pill that has like powder inside on Shabbat, can you just like open a pill and still?
Not on Shabbos itself. On Erev Shabbos, you would admit to do that. I don't believe you have to do that on Shabbos itself. Okay? Okay, preventative therapy. So if you know you're going to become the second category, right? We'll define what that is soon. We'll give you a list of examples of that. But migraine, severe period pains would fall into that. That basically, I need to lie down. This is hurting me so much. No filamishkav. I need to be, in fact, you don't have to be in bed in order to take it. But I'd rather be in bed right now than standing, walking around. Then you'll be able to do it. So if you, in order to prevent that, even though you haven't got it, you can take it. But even preventative therapy, such as taking vitamins, for example, to prevent illness, they are all okay. Okay?
What about?
All right. Other form, so let's say you get a little bit of heartburn, right? This is like irritating. You could take an antacid if you know it's going to become really, really bad. Okay? If you feel okay, but if you know it's going to be bad as a preventative measure, you can do that. Okay?
What is this still under?
Derech Briim. Derech Briim. That's the category. Yeah, you got that? Yeah.
I just don't understand how you could take a vitamin if you're like health, like nothing's wrong, but if you act like something wrong, like something mildly wrong, you can't.
Okay, you're probably right. I think I may have misspoken. If you're taking the vitamin and you know it's a form of a cure, as opposed to a preventative measure, then it could be problematic. But if you take vitamins in general, right, and that's your way of just staying healthy as a general thing, if they're healthy in order to prevent stuff, that's okay. If you know the vitamin is going to cure it, I don't think it does. But let's see, as a curative method because of an illness, that could probably be problematic,
Like
yes.
you're missing
One
iron.
second, how's that?
I don't know if you said it already, but the Gemara applied a liquid medicine.
Yeah, yes it does. This Gezerah applies to liquid medication as well as to pill
Was
medication.
that only if they didn't have liquid medicine like back in the day?
I don't know if they did or didn't. But any form of medication is a problem. Let's say a person gets something on their hand, they hurt themselves with ice on their arm. That's okay, because that was never really a methodology that was used to do, and the Chazal never did that. Putting in dental braces on Shabbos are okay as well. Okay, that's just a general. It never really entails the use of medication, so that's okay as well. If you need to use an orthopedic brace, for example, that's going to be okay as well. Yeah.
So what if you have an iron deficiency and it's a curative form if you have to take like iron pills, otherwise you're gonna feel groggy and then you're gonna get worse. So
As a preventative measure, taking iron pills,
it's not gonna
It's not, it's
it
cured.
doesn't cure it,
No.
but iron, you can get could you get the iron from a food? You probably could, right? No, you could eat loads of meat.
My sister has to take pills every day.
If it's a continuous thing, then it's okay.
Okay.
That's okay.
Can
You
you
can tell her I said that.
Okay.
She'd love to hear that from
She's
the rabbi.
watching your YouTube.
Good.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Why you're not allowed to put cream on Shabbat?
Mamarech, spreading out a cream, thick cream on you on
No, I
Shabbat.
know it's molech, but it's not.
It's one of the malachot coming up.
Molech?
Yeah, Mamarech is spreading, smearing.
Is that melacha?
Yeah. Okay. Exercise. Now, exercise, first of all, there's an idea of onik Shabbat. And although many people enjoy it, exercising, exerting yourself on Shabbat, strenuous exercise, since actually it can come through medication as well, that is forbidden. However, you want to go on a brisk walk, you want to enjoy, and there happens to be some healthful benefits of doing that, that's okay. That's okay. But you should not do strenuous exercise on Shabbat. It's partly because of this, yeah, and partly because of a person should relax on Shabbat and not take strenuous hamlot on Shabbat. They should be calm and have onik Shabbat and be relaxed on Shabbat as well. So strenuous exercise. You want to go for a brisk walk on Shabbat? Okay, that would be totally permitted. Okay. If you are on a protracted period of medication for anything, and taking away one of them would discontinue it, and mevatel the entire thing. Like many people take skin disease, they have to take a medication every single day, or antibiotics. All these things are permitted on Shabbat. Okay, so we did Mechus Ba'alma. Okay, so what are some permissible methods of a Mechus Ba'alma? So we said you can drink tea with lemon in, that's okay. We did that. Okay, if you have diarrhea, you want to eat rice to, stop, as a binder. If you're starving, that's okay as well. That's machal brim, that's derech brim as well. Okay? If you know you're going to get very bad heartburn after eating or drinking a particular food, you can take a Tums or something like that as well. Okay?
You can't take it after you get the heartburn.
If you're the Mechus Ba'alma, no. If you're on the second level, which could be as well, then you'll be permitted to do it.
Who defines it? How you define
We're going to get to it. So we looked at the first level. Just a general. It's up to you how you define it. In other words, if you have no one to ask, you can just do it that way. There's another category which is slightly different, and it's called Mixup Holy. So now there are a few categories between this and this. It's tricky to figure out exactly. One is called Mixup Holy. Okay? A person, I just say it because you're going to hear this expression, but Mixup Holy means I'm a little bit more than this, but I ain't this. It's just a little bit more. For example, you get sunburn or a mild toothache, already you have a headache, At that level, there is, as far as I know, only one difference, and that is you could get a non-Jew to do something that's rabbinically forbidden for you in order to help you over there, right? For example, you can get a non-Jew to smear a medicated cream over a painful area of the skin, because you're getting a non-Jew to do it for you. That would be an example that Mixup Holy would give you. Okay? For sunburn.
Be able to take medicine.
No, not yet. Hold on. After that, we move into Tsar Gadol, like you're in pain already. Right? You're in. This is like more. You have like a strong headache, strong cramps, but not severe. Right? A painful toothache. right? Painful but not life-threatening burns, right? Smaller. So over there, the rabbis still said, many of them, not all of them, that you can't take medication even with Sar Gadol. You can ask a non-Jew to do something for you over there. Some say you can do something, even a Jew can do something with a shinoi for you. Okay? For example, you can apply something, right, but in a backwards fashion. Okay?
Can you give an example for both?
So basically, let's look at, I don't know, let's get sunburn. So sunburn, if it's got a bad sunburn, so if you have Mixup Holy, you get a non-Jew to apply the cream to you. If you get real pain, you can even get a Jew to do it, another Jew. If you do it with a shinoi, you can apply it to yourself. Yeah.
Is applying cream only for the Durabanan?
So what?
Is applying cream like only Durabanan for everything? Because are you only allowed to ask a non-Jew to do something else?
I believe so. I believe so. Yeah. It's going to have to be, yeah. I think so. I believe so, I'm not sure. When we get there, I'll look into it a bit more for you. Okay, the final category where you can take...
Can you do it for yourself with the shinoi, or you have
I
to
believe so. He says yeah. He says yeah. Yeah. Even a Jew, a friendly of the patient's self, may perform a rabbinically restricted act, e.g. applying a salve in a backward, kalachayad or shinoi, for the patient's comfort. Then we get to the final one. The final one is the cholek kol gufo. And that is really bad, right? Flu, chickenpox, measles, right? A really bad toothache, which by the way is like very painful. Conjunctivitis, or adding it with the eye. With the eyes, we're very, very careful. Halacha, we consider an eye pain to be an inside infliction, right? Therefore, we give that a much higher, okay, level over there as well. Okay, you have a very bad period pain. Some people like literally they're just knocked out because of it. Migraine, headaches, all these things. You can l'chatchila take medication for them on Shabbos. Okay, because in all these cases you'd rather be lying down, even though you're not. You'd be walking around, but in a state of like I need to lie down right now for this pain. There you can take as much medication as you need. The rabbinic gezerah over here, the rabbanon, is waived. Okay, that's waived. There's another category of, and obviously, pikuach nefesh we said for sure, no matter question. They do speak about sakanat aver, and that is a threat to a limb or an organ. And I just, at this point, it's pretty like a broken bone or a fracture, just get a joint. Listen, days of Chazal, they were able to make a difference over there. However, nowadays, as far as I see, we allow it, and you can even call Hatzalah in such a situation if a threat of a limb, because it moves into pikuach nefesh sooner rather than later. Okay, so I'm not going too much into it because we consider that to be a problem as well. Okay. Okay, let's go through a bunch of these. Oh, I forgot something. So we did the exceptions over here. Okay, just look at page 40. There's a nice little piece over here about giving birth. So once a woman is in active labor, okay, until 3 days after birth, she is classified as a chola shesh bo sakana. She is considered to be in a bad situation. Even 3 days, and you can do malacha d'oraisa for this woman. Okay. That means she needs some food. She needs hot water, right? You can't. She wants her bed, which is mechanical, to go up or down. Okay, she can do it herself. Actually, probably with a shinoi, but she can definitely do it herself. All these things are right. We put her. She's in the sakana until 3 days after birth. Okay, from active labor, we machal Shabbos for her. Okay. Okay.
Trash.
Smell.
Can I move it? Can I move it aside? I didn't want to interrupt your class.
If you want to.
Absolutely. Thank you. I'm sorry.
No, it's understandable. I'm not smelling it. Anyone smelling it?
Oh, it smells like that.
So Matt wants to get it out.
I think this was
Make way, move bags, please, move bags, thank you. Beep, beep, beep. Right out. Stick it somewhere. From day 4 to day 7, there's a difference. Some pay she still is a cholish yesh bo sakana, or she's a regular chola. Okay. After that, she takes on status from the 8th day to the 30th day, where she can just take regular medications. Okay, so let's go through that again. From active labor to 3 days after birth, still smelling? To 3 days up. So 3 days after birth, when you're over there, you are yeshbo sakana, malacha daraisa, no problem. From 4 through to 7, it's a shaila. Probably get a non-Jew to do the malacha daraisa for you. Amir la'akum is suspended for that. Or she's a general chayla. From 8 to 30, well, I can spell it now. I moved it. It woke it up. From 8 to 30, she is a regular chayla, as in the second category, and therefore she can take medications, right, up to 30 days. And after that, she's like everyone else. If she feels that bad, then she can. If not, not. Okay? And a child is not, obviously we said, included in this as well. Okay. Is not included. These gezerot do not apply to them.
21, 18.
No, under bar mitzvah. Under bar mitzvah, yeah. For sure under bar mitzvah, yeah. Okay. Let's go through some extra questions and then we'll review for the midterm. Why are you smiling? I thought you were excited about midterms. Okay. Taking vitamins we say is okay. Antibiotics we said are good, that's continuous.
It's like with any method also.
Mm-hmm.
Any way to take it.
Yeah. Yes.
But it's very subjective all that. Right?
Sometimes it is, yeah. We have to get there's thousands of other examples. I'll just give you the basic categories. Let's say you get a minor cut, okay? If you don't treat it with something, like, what's that stuff you put on? The hydrogen peroxide stuff, right? You can get a terrible infection. So you'll be able to do that and clean out the wound. Okay? That you'll be able to do. Okay?
You can wait.
Who knows? A cut gets in, they could get infected very quickly and becomes a problem. So over there, you can put hydrogen peroxide and then put a band-aid on it. Okay, that would be permitted. If that's a form of cleaning it, I think so. You would put it on the band-aid itself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Spraying insect repellent on skin is okay. That's going to be okay. Sleeping pills on Shabbos, because you have chronic fatigue or insomnia.
Repelling, right?
Spray insect repellent on your skin is okay. Okay. You can take sleeping pills on Shabbos. Okay. If you want to take a certain pep pill on Shabbos, because it stimulates you, it's also okay.
What?
I'm sorry, you cannot take pep pills on Shabbos. You can drink coffee and tea, that's caffeine. A vitamin pill, caffeine pills on Shabbos are not okay.
Wait, bed pills are allowed?
Sleeping pills you can. Yeah.
What if the caffeine pill is to prevent you from getting a headache?
If you know that you're going to end up with a migraine, if you don't, then you'll be permitted to do it. Okay. You can't go to the chiropractor on Shabbos, get someone to click your neck. Gentle massage, right? Yourself, someone else, just do that. Simple light exercise is okay. Okay. So we did pregnancy. We've got nefesh. We did this. Internal pains, which are intense. We don't know what they are. We always suspect them to be terrible. Okay, we're Jews. That's why we do things, right? Everything's always like the worst thing ever. and that will be okay. Okay?
What's okay?
Intense internal pain. Okay, you don't say, well, maybe it's just this, just that. You have shilas, you machal Shabbos for it.
What kind of pain?
Internal pain.
Like, what do you medicine?
You have like a pain in your a bad pain in your stomach, severe pain, right, or your heart or something. You consider to be pekuach nefesh.
So, but aren't all pains internal?
No, you can get a burn. That's external.
So a stomach ache would be.
I mean, if you think it's just a general stomach ache, but if you feel there's something wrong and it's severe, then you can be machal Shabbos for it. Because that's considered to be pekuach nefesh. Okay. That's
So if
it.
it's continuous, it's allowed.
Yeah. What?
If it's continuous, it's something you can continuously take.
And stopping one of them is going to counteract the effects. Like icebergs have taken every single
Don't
day.
counteract, but it could have harmful effects.
Then you'll be able to do it, yeah? Oh, and medications for mental problems, obviously, we consider to be part of this as well. And if by not taking your medication, you can get much worse mentally, then obviously you can take it. We're including all medications for this as well. Taking shots on Shabbos. So, we're going to come to that when we get to the malach of shchita, drawing out blood. If you know, I remember my Rebbe, when we learned this halachos, actually brought an injection with him and stabbed himself to see. And not every time you take a shot does blood come out, actually. Nachon? Not necessarily. So in that situation, you'll be able to take various things you need to prevent something bad, like diabetes on Shabbos, yes.